Hey, what's up? It's Dominic D'Angelo. I'm of adfreeshows.com, podcast, Heat Wrestling, and other outlets, Studio1Sports.com as well. But I'm here with Mr. Robert Karplis, Deputy Creative _ish. Robert, it's mighty cold up here in Pittsburgh. I bet it's nice and warm down in Florida.
Tom, I'm not going to lie, since I just signed on now, your audio sounds awful, and all I hear is my own echo through your device. So we're already doing great.
How's this sound? Better? Yeah?
You sound like pressurized, like you're in an airplane cabin, but
What?
we'll make it work. We'll make it work. It's fine. We'll make it work. You
Okay.
sound better now than what you just did a minute ago.
Good. All right.
I'm begging. Yes, I'll take Alt Jake's quote of "Oh, good Lord." I agree.
What happened? I don't know. We're back on audio. Hey, we're good. Yeah, it fixed it. All Jake said. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, that fixed it. What a deal. Yeah, usually we're on a couple minutes before so I can explain to Dom in which ways he has royally effed up. But I literally signed on as the opening countdown was rolling, and I'm like, I'm sure Dom's got this. That's on me. E says, "What's up? RVD live tonight. Whoop, whoop. Stop with the Juggalo stuff, guys. Come on.
Bro.
The clowns. They got the face paint on their face." Cammy Star says, "Okay, Robert, get the guest rooms ready. I'm kidnapping Dom in 2 hours, and we are escaping the single-digit temps." Is it that cold in Pittsburgh?
It's cold right now. It is cold. I didn't even go to the gym today. I didn't do anything, and now I got to walk to work. I'm going to walk to work in this weather. What the heck?
I got nothing for you. I'm wearing a sweatshirt like
you look
Bill
like Belichick.
As there's a Belichick vibe here. The sleeves are rolled up. It's 80 here right now. I'm a little chilly. Wrestling Old Head says, good day, R&I. On last night's Dynamite, Robin of Moxley and Maid Marina had trouble with Little Claude. This is what I get for not reading things. I've given up on that sentence already. I don't have the patience. And this is Dom telling people he didn't even go to the gym today. Across 5 different.
I know, we're all on the channels.
Wanna Breeze asks, "Hello, R&I. Where will Dom be whispering from today?" No, he's home today. I asked him why he keeps broadcasting from the soup kitchen, but they run out of soup. It's too cold. I'm sorry, everyone is freezing cold here, but we are going to talk AEW Dynamite. I believe. I didn't look at the run sheet. I'm assuming that nothing else of major newsworthiness happened.
No,
right?
We're good.
I mean, there's lots. Stay tuned.
Yeah, there's plenty. But was Dynamite freezing cold for you, Robert?
No.
Okay.
I thought I'm pulling up my notes. I thought last night's Dynamite was a very solid episode of television.
Interesting.
Do you disagree? I mean, I'm arguing with Charlie Brown over here, but
I didn't like it. I didn't like
really.
The show.
What?
Yeah, I didn't like the show.
I'm a little now. See, now I'm intrigued. I'm now watching my own show. Tell me why you were not intrigued by this is what sucks. Like, I'm about to get on with Scott Chaplin in a little bit and record Working Stiff, where he and I are both going to probably be praiseworthy of this show. Whereas you, who usually likes literally everything, like, hey, electricity, cool.
Yeah, no, Robert, I didn't like it. There were some aspects I liked, but overall, I didn't like the show. I don't think it did a good job at keeping me motivated to continue to watch the next week or what's going on furthering down the line. I think there was just. I'll start off just with even the main event. I thought the match itself was.
Did you just start with the end?
Yeah, I'll start with the end.
What is wrong with you? We go in chronological order on this damn program.
Do you want to do that? We can do that.
Build up.
I was just trying to give my reasons why.
No, we build up. We build.
Okay. Well, there's reasons why I don't like it, Robert. But I did like the opening segment between Eddie Kingston and Samoa Joe. I did like that.
Yes, Samoa Joe and the Jets. Elton John's Lost classic.
Wow. Could you imagine?
Samoa and the Jet. Yeah, see, that's the only song I'm willing to accept on the show. I liked this promo. This was so the Joe piece didn't fully work for me at first because he's never been like the Triple H in Evolution guy who's like, I'm usually wearing my suit and I flew in on a private jet, but I'm not going to do it for all you losers because I don't care about this town. It was a little
I didn't think Joe is a suit guy either when he said that.
But the way that Eddie positioned it is like, bro, you clearly sold out. Like you were the guy, and you were the guy who saved the Indies, and now you're this. Like you're soft, and if you come at me soft next week, I'm going to beat you. I'm sold American style on that one.
Yeah, and I like what Joe too had to say about Eddie. I thought that was a fair, like, kind of way to position it, and like his dynamic between Hook and all this stuff. I thought that was all good, Robert. I
Yeah,
liked the dynamic of those two. After that, we had. I'm trying to pull up my notes as well.
I don't want to rub it in. I was getting too warm in the sweatshirt.
Oh,
It's so damn hot here
damn it,
that I'm
Robert!
just like,
Damn it,
nope,
Robert! That's how
nope.
you get a damn it,
Milk was
Robert.
a bad
Yeah.
choice. Yeah. So next was Pac versus Okada,
Yes.
and it was a heel versus heel match.
Mm-hmm.
The match itself, I thought, was a very solid match for the Continental Classic, but the over reliance that they now have on the small package or catching a pin out of nowhere, it feels a little bit like mid 90s Survivor Series where a guy gets beat with a clothesline.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess you could make an argument about that, saying that, well, like, you get a good match, but you're not going to see a complete match like you would maybe later down the line. So if it creates further intrigue to have another match between these two or something like that, I could kind of understand that, I guess.
It was a way to get them points because the reality is if Okada lost, the narrative is now Okada has lost 2 matches. He has 0 points. He's not going to make it to the finals. What is going on with the Don Callis family? If Pac lost in more decisive fashion, it makes him seem as weak as John Moxley does. So
Mhm.
the idea was, well, we need Okada to get a win and catch a quick one. But we've
Mhm.
now seen a couple of matches that have ended with catching a quick one. It does lose a little bit of the credibility, but as far as the match goes, I thought it was a very solid heel versus heel match.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty fair match. I thought it was entertaining for what it was, for sure. Then we had Robert, trying to
Mark
see. Oh,
Briscoe talking
yep,
about
Mark
Danny
Briscoe.
Garcia.
Yeah, I always enjoy a Mark Briscoe promo. Do you like it transitioning to Danny Garcia? They haven't built Danny Garcia up again, and he's already won the TNT Championship. So
Yeah, Danny Garcia doesn't matter. Mark Briscoe's always going to be good when he talks. The idea is he can talk you into the building. You can put him in there with anybody, and it's good to have that kind of a utility player. Danny Garcia being the next opponent, okay, it's fine, but it doesn't exactly, that doesn't make me want to go and tune in. But I'm sure the match itself will be solid.
yeah, I'm sure the match will be good, and yeah, I'm always all for anything Mark Briscoe. So that's already got me.
I'm usually all for anything Ricochet. Ricochet was talking about he's going to be competing at Final Battle on Friday.
That's correct. He will be.
Is it Friday, Saturday, whatever it is?
I
I
think
think
it's
it's Friday.
Saturday.
Maybe it's
Is it
Saturday.
Saturday?
I don't know. Dude, I don't have Honor Club,
No, I
but
don't either.
also thrilled to see Dalton Castle still a thing.
Right?
Always
Yeah,
likes Dalton Castle.
I knew he was hurt for quite a while. Like he had a bad back injury, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, very bad back injury, and so yeah, good to see him back in the mix. Yeah, should be a fun match for that one.
I
Uh,
like how it almost sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong,
mhm.
it sounds like the national title is one that will be defended at various independent promotions. Because
I hope
Ricochet was
so.
talking about going to your local whatever and elevating it. I think that'd be kind of fun if all of a sudden Ricochet starts popping up on local indies defending the national title.
It's kind of in a way reminiscent of the NWA championship as you traveled around and defended it to different. So I would be for something like that.
Yes, like with Nick Aldis or the other, who was the old guy who looked like Sam the Eagle?
Tim Storm.
Tim Storm. Good pull. Wow.
You know what he looked like even more, Robert? You're going to appreciate this. Powdered Toast Man.
Yes. That is pretty damn spot on.
Isn't it?
Conglomeration
Yes.
did an interview where I guess it's going to be Roderick Strong versus Orange Cassidy. And Roderick Strong not a part of the conglomeration.
Made that clear.
But, coming off of that big, huge, epic, game-changing win by Kyle O'Reilly over John Moxley.
Glad to see he was there.
I think he's injured.
Is that what happened?
Yes, I think he's the one that got hurt despite winning the match. And we're going to get this Roderick Strong turn that I thought we were going to see at Blood and Guts when someone had taken out Mark Briscoe or
Yeah.
locked him. And I was like, oh, this probably was Roderick Strong. And instead, nope, it wasn't. But we're still, now nobody gets along. I don't know why people like or don't like one another on this program. It's very tough.
Is this the only time, like in these little segments, when the conglomeration hangs out? Because wouldn't Roderick Strong have already made that clear that he's not part of the conglomeration? He's made it pretty clear several times.
Dom, when the cameras aren't there, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, anywho, something else that I don't know felt that didn't matter almost was the Ops going up against the Dark Order, and
you jumped like 15 matches.
I know I did, but they did do a backstage segment with the Ops and them talking.
They did a backstage segment with the Dark Order.
Yeah, no, with the
Ops segment. So the Ops did a backstage segment early on in the show after the Joe interview. I liked the way that the Ops did that. I think it gave each one of them a little bit of an identity. Mm-hmm. Hobbs is really with the leaning in, like he just seems like he's kind of like a bully that you would encounter in like a Spike Lee movie at a basketball court. Okay. Like there's something about that where it's, we're going to mess with you. We're going to kick your ass within the confines of whatever this athletic event may be. Right. They shot Hook properly for the first time. Yeah. Where he had that kind of like reserve with the hood up and just, I'm the guy who's pulling the strings for the rest of these guys, and we're going to go in there. We're going to wreck you. And then Shibata just yelling as opposed to the guy holding up Google Translate. And that it's the Dark Order because these guys are friends of Hangman. They don't deserve this shot. We're putting him in there just so we can beat up Hangman's friends. I guess that makes it more sense to that. Then I'll buy it. I don't mind it. Kyle Fletcher and Kevin Knight had a really solid match. Yeah, that made me so sad. Explain. I watched this match, and I'm like, man, Kyle Fletcher been singing his praises for a couple of years now. Even when people were like, Robert doesn't like AEW, I'm like, Kyle Fletcher, I love this dude. Very much a young Randy Orton vibe for a long time. Kevin Knight seemed like something new, different, and special. You put those guys in there, you're watching this, you're like, I really feel like we're watching the next generation of top stars, except they're in Tony Khan's hands. And Tony Khan has not proven that he is really capable of truly elevating multiple talents who have not been established elsewhere. Well, I mean, a great litmus test for that is somebody else that's in the tournament and has already lost is Speedball Mike Bailey. Like you get him in there. But so Speedball, I'm less concerned with Speedball. Number one, he was in TNA for a while, so he's already a more known commodity. Number two, he is older. So he's serving his purpose. But Kevin Knight's a guy where you're like, I'd love to see him in 2, 3, 4 years be much higher on the card. And it's that whole thing of, if I can't shake this notion of, well, if he was in WWE, he'd be in better hands. Right. And I feel that way here. It's like watching these two guys, I'm like, boy, this could really be something if given the proper build and the proper opportunity. Or it could be an action and ready situation. Oh gosh. Thanks. This then led to a promo that I can't make sense of. Which was Don Callis comes out with Hechicero and Josh Alexander, and Kyle Fletcher's in the ring to talk about the Young Bucks. Mm-hmm. They have the bag of money that the Young Bucks won. Yes. They call out the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks are outnumbered 3-2. Mm-hmm. Okada comes out. They're outnumbered 4-2. They get beat up. It takes a lot of ass kicking for the Jurassic Express to finally come out. They are also overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. And then Kenny Omega comes out. Like 45 minutes into this promo. You forgot there was more Don Callis. They start sending more Don Callis guys, but it's like, Kenny waited a very long time to go in there and save these guys. And I thought that the Jurassic Express hated the Young Buck. That's why Jungle Boy came back as a babyface, because he hates the Young Bucks, even though he was made a scapegoat and they were the only ones who talked to him. And Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy tried to, like, murder each other.
Yes.
But yeah, maybe I'm coming around onto your opinion on this show.
There we go. Right. After that, Robert, we had
the match where I realized you may be more right on this than I am. Maybe I was a little bullish on it because I like the opening stuff a lot. I like the opening couple matches. This does kind of fall off a cliff.
It really does, Robert. We had the Hardcore Holiday Death match. That's the Timeless Love Bombs versus Mega Problems. Did you know that was their name, Mega Problems?
No. Is that really their name?
Yeah, that's their name.
Well, I had a mega problem with this match.
Me too.
All right, Charlie Brown, you elaborate.
You have somebody like Megan Bayne. You're positioning somebody like Marina Shafir, and finally you found a spot for it where she really fits the role. She looks like a badass, everything to that. And then you have them lose to Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa. Toni Storm's one of the biggest women wrestlers but it does not.
She's one of the most popular. You didn't mean to body shame. Just clarifing.
I do, yeah. No, yeah.
In case someone takes this out of context and they think that Dom is.
If you've clipped this up and you throw this up there, then. Yeah.
Well, that would require Dom to actually make clips and post things.
Wow.
But he's busy editing his Vince Russo interview.
Bro, it's up.
Available now where? At Studio Canal?
Studio One Sports.
Studio One Sports.
Studio One Sports. Check it out, everybody.
So go grab that brass ring and go watch this interview.
Hey, thanks.
No need to do that gesture. No need for this match. So the concern I had with this match was whenever you have babyfaces making a stipulation, if they win, they won because they tilted the deck in their favor. If they lost, they look like idiots.
Right.
There was no reason for Mina Shirakawa and Toni Storm to win this match when Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir really had the momentum. And them going up against Willow and Harley Cameron feels like a logical main event finish for the tag team titles.
Absolutely.
Instead, you got this match that was like bloody for unnecessary reasons. There were weapons that didn't make a lot of sense. They went to the champagne bottle way too early. It was sloppy. It was not a good outing for any of them. And you murdered Marina Shafir, and then she was still available for your main event.
That too. Yeah, Robert was not a fan. Was not a fan of this match. Following that, though, we did have the Ops take on the Dark Order. From this perspective, you swayed me. I swayed you previously.
Before this, you got a couple of so there was the Dark Order segment in the back where they were walking with and Hangman was like, I'm not going to interfere until after you guys lose. Mercedes cut a promo that we hadn't seen her on TV in quite some time. And this was her return, was to talk about her match with Red Velvet.
Mm-hmm.
And then FTR talked about feuding with, they're not the Gun Club, whatever the heck they're called now.
I don't know what they're called, actually.
The Non-Injured Gun and Juice Robinson.
Juice Austin. Juice Gun.
Juice Gun. Let's not Google that.
Don't Google it, everybody, but that's probably their name. Yeah, we had that. Robert, let me double back to the Mercedes Moné thing, because I thought you lose in a match where you had the AEW Women's Championship at stake, and you just move on. It don't make it feel like a big deal. I did not like that at all. I didn't like it. It speaks to just a miscasting of Mercedes and what you're supposed to be doing with her if you have a big star like her.
See, right now, my biggest problem is, so Alt Jake took what we had said and put it in writing, Gun Juice, and now I can't unsee it.
Yes.
So now I'm literally wondering if they can contact Mercedes' cousin, Snoop Dogg, to record Gun and Juice.
Oh, my gosh.
Laid back.
Man.
Where if your mind was on money, it certainly would not have been on the Dark Order versus the Ops.
No, it was not.
They should have been shorter and more decisive and more squash matchy.
He definitely should have. But but it served its purpose, I suppose.
Yes, it did, because Hangman Page came out and the crowd was fully behind him and not chanting for Swerve.
Not at all, right? So, and also, did you know Juice was now the leader of the Bang Bang Gang?
Yes, because they said it in that promo.
That's right.
Yes. So we got that. There was also a segment with. So I've never felt called out by our friends in All Elite Wrestling until this segment. So Okada, Kyle Fletcher in the back, Takeshita's there. They're all trying to keep the peace. But then it was Don Callis calling out dumb people who don't understand how Okada's titles work. I'm more confused now after that promo than I was before. Dude, this is so. There's legs.
Also made me hate the show, Robert.
So there's an international title and a continental title, and these make up the unified title. But only the continental title is being defended and not the international title. But he's wearing one belt, but there's three. It's. I'm not a theologian, but I've listened to someone try to explain to me the concept of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here with these titles.
No, that makes more sense. As a Catholic, that makes more sense. This does not make any sense to me.
Dude, I was waiting for someone to start pulling out a bunch of fishes. There's a thing with fish in a basket, right? They keep pulling out fishes. That makes more sense than what the heck I just saw here, because I can't. And calling it out to your audience of how illogical all this is. And then when Renee went, "Yep, no, I understand it," I almost wanted to DM Renee and be like, "You did not understand that.
Did not get that. What?
Tony needs to sit down in a chair on camera, direct to camera, and explain without twitching, without sniffling, what the heck the title is, how many titles there are, and what the purpose of them may be." And I know I sound like an idiot yelling, which no one listens to, which reminds me, there was a Hangman promo where he decided to just yell loudly to camera, even though we already saw him on this show standing tall. That's it. You had your hero shot. Hangman was standing there. He seemed decisive. He battled back the ops. And then it was, Hook, Hobbs, I'm coming for you, and I got a friend.
This is the problem, I guess, overall with Hangman. He hits that one note all the time. Constantly.
All the time.
All the time.
And what's crazy was someone had posted it on X going into Full Gear. Why the show was called Full Gear.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, I know. It was wasn't it a BTE segment that Hangman mentioned?
It was a BTE segment with Cody and the Bucks. They're about to go in for dinner, and Hangman walks in, and he's dressed in his gimmick. And they're like, "Why are you in full gear?" And then he scrambles and he was goofy. He was funny. I like that Hangman. There was a version of Hangman Adam Page, people may not know this, that used to follow me on Twitter.
Oh.
Was a big fan of the account, was a funny, goofy guy that knew how to toe the line. This is like the laziest AI generated version of Babyface.
Yes. To your point, Hangman was great. Like, he was funny back then. There was a lot of different layers to him that made him like very much likable and somebody that you wanted to root for and see get elevated in AEW. And now that he's there and he's the weird path that he's taken to get there in a lot of ways that AEW's booked him, it's not doing him any favors.
All right. I'm sorry. I can't. Before we get to the main event, I went to go check my email to go see if there's anything else that we had on here. And there was an email so there's an event that I am forever. I can't get out of the email things from. There's an event called MegaCon that takes place in Orlando. It's one of these like big comic convention things. I went last year, my first ever comic book convention, and I think my last ever comic book convention. It was a big sprawling mess because the cast of Back to the Future was there.
That's right. I remember that.
And I'm like, how do I not go and meet the cast of Back to the Future? So I just keep getting these emails, man. I unsubscribe. And the email at my top was the big announcement for today of who's going to be at MegaCon. And I almost audibly laughed because it's a comic book convention. Helen Hunt.
Whoa.
From Mad About You And it literally says, Helen Hunt from Mad About You. I enjoy Mad About You quite a bit. I don't know that would have been the first name that I would have thought of for a comic book convention. Hey, kids, let's go meet Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt.
Will
I thought you were going to say Kevin
Will
Furtag.
you sign my Helen Hunt Mad About You action figure?
I thought it was going to be Kevin Furtag, Robert.
I wish. So Kevin Furtag wasn't there. That crowd was pretty well packed. And Moxley, to start his match, he started from outside the building.
Mm-hmm.
And if you noticed, on the marquee was the ad for that night's episode of Dynamite. This is what people, you're driving by, you see it, oh, I'm going to buy tickets for the show. Did you see who the people were on that ad?
I did not see, no.
There were 3 people advertised on this graphic. One, Mercedes Moné, who was not in arena. The other 2, Darby Allin and Swerve.
Not there.
I'm not asking for much here, folks. I get that there was the Darby, like he was in a hospital and we're violating HIPAA laws by filming him hooked up to machines. Like, I don't know what he's dying of. This may be like the rhesus monkey from Outbreak. But like, why do that to this audience? There were plenty of people you could have promoted to be on this show. You could have literally done Jon Moxley, Hangman Adam Page, and Samoa Joe. Those are 3 huge names. Someone drives by and goes, damn, I know Dean Ambrose. I know Samoa Joe from WWE. I'm going to go check out this wrestling company I may not have seen before.
Right. But they weren't.
Nope, that was what it was. But instead, we got Claudio Castagnoli versus Jon Moxley. And if you didn't think Jon Moxley was going to bleed in a wrestling match for no reason, this must be your first time watching wrestling. Hey. Renee got that scoop about how they believe iron sharpens iron.
Look, there was a lot of blood in this match.
Pretty sure that was part of his wedding vows. Hey, Renee, iron sharpens iron. Please stop. My family's here. I
vow to bleed every match moving forward.
You bleed once a month, I'll bleed once a week.
Oh my God.
I'm preparing for working stiff. That's the problem. I'm too loose. This match was a very physical back and forth match amongst bald men.
Yes.
Enjoyed that immensely.
I appreciate that.
The finish came out of nowhere with the uppercut.
Yep.
That's fine. They're clearly drawing the battle lines that it's Marina Shafir and Jon Moxley on the one side, and on the other side, it's Claudio, Pac, and Yuta.
Yes.
We're getting Death Riders Black and White and Death Riders Wolfpack, aren't we?
Please say no.
It's happening.
Somebody speculated, I think it was Dre yesterday, speculated that they were going to get the finger poke of doom for that match yesterday.
Well, we got a finger poke in the eye, for sure. This was brutal.
So did I sway you, Robert? Bad show?
I was going to be all positive for Scott. He was going to be all happy. Now I'm about to go rip him to shreds. But before we do, we got to remind everybody that we will be here every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern on a plethora of platforms, including WWE Creative _ish X account, the @Dominic D'Angelo X account, the @SE Scoops X account, and on YouTube on Rumor and Innuendo, ad-free shows, and podcast heat. So on behalf of the frozen Charlie Brown, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
It's Chili Billy Cardill out here. You only get that if you're from Pittsburgh.